today I am going to revise Unit 1 of ELCA 7. What is mean by ELCA? English, language and general awareness. What is mean by ELCA? English, language and general awareness. Okay, all of you take your ELCA 7 reader and ELCA 7 workbook in your hand. Okay, what are the components of ELCA? Phonics, whole words, reading comprehension, grammar, writing expression. Okay. What is the name of the first unit? Tell me what is the name of first unit? Personal narratives, non-fiction. In this unit, we are going to learn about real inspiration leaders and sports personalities. Okay? Okay. First session is phonics. What is the use of phonics? Phonics help you to read the words using letter sounds. So in this unit, we are going to see vowel diagrams. How many vowels are there? There are 5 vowels. What are they? A, E, I, O, U. So vowel diagram means it is a combination of 2 vowels that representing single sound. Okay. So in this unit we are going to learn about the digraph E, E and E, A. What is the sound of this E, E? E. What is the sound of E, A? E. Okay. So all of you take your reader, take page number 6, that is SR1. Look at the first picture. What is this? Sleep. Spell the word sleep. S, L, E, P. All of you take your pencil. Now circle the E digraph. Okay. What is how you have to pronounce? Sleep. What sound is coming? E. Now see the next picture. All of you round E digraph. B. What is this? B. What sound is coming? E. See the next picture. What is this? Jeep. All of you circle E digraph. Spell this word. J-E-E-P. What is this? Jeep. What sound is coming? E. Next, what is this? Street. Circle E digraph. Spell this word. S-T-R-E-E-T. What sound is coming? E. Street. E. Next, see the next one. Look at this picture. What is this? Eat. E-A-T. Now circle the digraph E-A. Circle the digraph E-A. What sound is coming? Eat. E-A-T. Eat. Now what is this? Seat. Circle the digraph E-A. S-E-A-T. Seat. What sound is coming? E. See the next one. What is this? C. S-E-A. C. All of you circle E-A digraph. S-E-A-C. What sound is coming? E. Next, what is this? Meat. M-E-A-T. All of you circle E-A. Meat. Again, what sound is coming? E. Okay, now all of you take a pencil and circle the digraph in this paragraph, okay? Okay, now I am going to circle the digraph. You have to check your note, okay? Okay, all of you read along with me. By the sea. What sound is coming? E. Lived a sheep. What sound is coming? E. The sheep. What sound is coming? E. Was friends with a bee. What sound is coming? E. They go to the street. What sound is coming again? E. To get some seeds. What sound is coming? E. They get a good deal. What sound is coming? E. For the seeds. What sound is coming? E. They eat. What sound is coming? E. Seeds. Again E sound. And wheat. Again E sound. Roti. They feel. Again E sound. Happy and go to sleep. E sound. Okay? Okay. Next, we will move to the next session, that is reading comprehension. What is the use of reading comprehension? It helps you to develop deep understanding of the text. When you are reading a story, at last what you have to do? You have to retell the story, isn't it? Yes. For that, what is the first thing? You have to understand the story very clearly. You have to divide the sequence of events in a story into 3 parts. The first thing is beginning part, second one is middle part, and last one is end part. Okay? In the beginning part, what you have to see is you have to see who are the character and how the setting is, what the setting is. Setting in the sense, the place. Okay? That you have to see in the beginning part. Second part is middle part. In the middle part, you have to see what happens to the character. At the end, that is in the last part, you have to see how the character changes. What happens to the character or the events. Okay? So if you know all these things, you can arrange the stories in correct order. Okay? Fine. Okay, next we will move to the grammar session. If you want to become a good writer or if you want to become a good reader, you should know grammar. So this is the most important part. All of you listen carefully, okay? So in this unit we are going to learn about subject-verb agreement, okay? So before that, what is meant by noun? All of you tell me what is meant by noun? Noun is a naming word. It can be person, place, thing, anything, isn't it? Okay. What is meant by verb? Verb is an action words. Okay, all the action words we will say verb. What is meant by subject? Subject is the person or thing that we talk in a sentence. Okay. So let us see one example. Okay. Let us see one example. Okay. The dog runs. The dog runs. This is a sentence. This is a sentence. Isn't it? Okay. Here we are talking about the dog. We are talking about dog, isn't it? So dog is the subject. This is, what is this? Subject. Okay? The dog runs. What action it is doing? The dog runs. What is meant by verb? Verb is action words, isn't it? What is the verbs means? Action words. Okay? So here, what action? Runs. So runs is a verb. Okay. So one more thing. I hope you all know what is singular and what is plural. Dog is singular. What is the plural of dog? Dogs. What is the plural of dog? Dogs. Plural of cat? Cats. Girl? Girls. Boy? Boys. Let us see another example. Okay? The dogs ran. Okay? The dogs ran. Here which is the subject? The dogs. The dogs is the subject. Okay? What is this? What action? Ran. So run is a verb. Can you identify the difference between these two sentences? What is the difference? Here the subject is singular, whereas here the subject is plural. Now see here. Here the verb ends with yes. Here the verb without s. Can you see the difference? Yes. In subject verb agreement, you have to, if the subject is singular, you have to use the verb with yes. If the subject is plural, you have to use the verb without yes. Understood? Once again I am telling, if the subject is singular, you have to use the verb with yes. If the subject is plural, you have to use the verb without yes. Okay? In this, there is a special case for the pronoun I and you. Okay? Before that, tell me what is pronoun. Pronoun is used instead of noun. Okay? So what are the pronouns? Tell me all of you, what are the pronouns? I, we, you, he, she, it, they. Okay? So in this, see I and we are the first persons. Pronoun you is the second person. He, she, it, they are the third person. Okay? Third person pronoun. So here, he, she, it are the singular pronouns. Isn't it? Am I right? All of you listen carefully. He, she, it are the singular pronouns. So if the subject is singular, what you have to use? You have to use the verb with yes. Okay? Now come to the point. We is a plural. They plural. Isn't it? So for we and they, if the subject is plural, you have to use the verb without yes. Isn't it? Okay. I already said that for I and you have to use the special case. Okay? You is singular or plural. We can use you as singular and also as plural. Isn't it? Okay. So, where is I? I is a singular. Isn't it? I is a singular. So, now we will see about the special case. Listen here. For I and you have to use the verb without yes. For I and you have to use the verb without yes. Let us see some example. Okay. See the first example. I hit the ball. I hit the ball. Here I is the subject. What action? Hit. So hit is a verb. So verb. Okay, see the next example. A girl paints. Girl is a singular or plural? Girl is singular. Girl is singular. If a subject is singular, you have to use the verb with yes. What action? Paints. So paints is a verb. A girl is a subject. Subject. Paints is a verb. See the third example. You jump on the bed. You jump on the bed. Here you is a subject. For you, what you have to use? The verb without yes. What action? Here, jump. Jump is the action. So you is the subject and jump is the verb. If you is the subject, you have to use the verb without yes. So what verb here they are using? Jump. Okay. So for I and you, always you have to use the verb without yes. For singular subject, you have to use the verb with yes. For plural subject, you have to use verb without yes. Okay? Thank you.